Today's episode of Voiced is from our slash True Off My Chest and is about two emotionally charged stories of love, betrayal, and unexpected strength. What happens when the trust in a relationship is shattered? Subscribe if you enjoy. My ex Dana and I were together for 7 years, and I knew from the beginning that she was bisexual. She openly told me about her past relationships with girls, but I never cared because it wasn't a problem at all. We never had any big fights or arguments, just small things, and we always sorted everything out. After 7 years of our relationship, I decided it was the right moment to ask the big question. We were deeply in love, financially stable, and already living together, so for me, it was the right time. I prepared everything to make it as romantic and unique as possible, and when I asked her the final question, she hesitated, but then said yes. There, the problem started, because I didn't understand why that hesitation, and I asked her, but she only replied, "I was nervous, so I gave up." We told this to her parents. Mine died when I was 20, and my little sister when she was 17 in a car accident, and our friends. But even here, some things were off, because her parents were faking to be happy, and I didn't understand why, while our friends were super happy and were already telling us ideas for our wedding. 4 months passed by, and we were planning our wedding when the day came up. I came back home from work, and she was waiting for me with her bags ready, and I asked her what was going on. She told me, "Listen, I know that this is going to be hard for you, but I am not bisexual. I am a lesbian." My parents knew this for 2 years, and this is why they weren't happy and were faking it. Please, I beg you to not make it difficult and just let me leave. Don't cry, don't beg me, and don't scream. Let's just let things go like adults. And then she drove away. I was standing there on my feet for like 1 hour in shock because I couldn't believe it. We went from planning to get married to Dana coming out like a heartless and cold girl that I couldn't recognize. The worst thing comes now because 3 months passed by since that day. I canceled the wedding, and literally no one ever texted me or called me asking how I was, if I was fine, if I needed something, just nothing. Not her parents, not her. She blocked me that day, and not even our friends. No one cares about me at all. In these 3 months, I was hospitalized 3 times because I lost weight, 15 kilograms, and have insomnia. I just work and come home, nothing else. While everyone is praising her for her coming out, how good she is to finally realize she was a lesbian, and her courage to be herself after years of fighting to find her true identity. Right now, I'm not even capable of being mad. I'm just in disbelief for what happened, how fast it all happened, and that no one gives a care about me because her coming out is more important than her ex. You know what? Screw them all. They showed me their true colors, and screw my ex. What the heck? I just turned off my phone for 2 hours and went for a walk around my city. Honestly, I wasn't expecting all this support because I couldn't even imagine someone actually reading this. I want to trust that all these kind comments are true, but right now, I can't. I just saw everyone who was supposed to love me and care about me ignoring me and ghosting me. So I lost hope in people, especially for strangers on the internet. I hope to come here again in a few months and read this all again and believe you, but now I can't. You all seem like good people and sincere, but believe me, for how much I want to trust you, I simply can't right now. I'm not okay, and during the 3 times I was hospitalized, I attempted to take my own life, but I'm not good even at doing that. For 3 months, I thought again and again if I was the problem, what I could do better, what I did wrong. But nothing changes. So here I am in the middle of nowhere, seated on a sidewalk like a homeless person reading strangers' comments on a post that I don't even know why I posted. I have an update and will share it after 3 days. If something new happens, I will include it in the update. Please be patient, as a lot is happening, and I still have to figure out many things and how to act. The update is on my profile. Wow, the intense emotional journey from that last story is difficult to process. It sheds light on the raw truth of personal upheaval when relationships crumble unexpectedly. How heart-wrenching it must be to feel utterly alone while navigating such a profound betrayal. But life has a way of throwing us unexpected curves, and it seems that we're about to encounter another wild tale of resilience, one that keeps us on our toes. Buckle up, because the next story touches on courage and unexpected bravery in the face of chaos. Let's dive in and see what unfolds. The other night I was sleeping over at my girlfriend's. She lives 1 street over from the middle of nowhere, no streetlights, no sidewalks, and keeps her house dark at night except for the room she's in to attract bats and detract bugs. I think it was like 2 a.m. when I woke up to my girlfriend telling me to call 911. Long story short, a guy had broken a window into the garage and was going through my car. He had a knife, but my girlfriend has a shotgun, unloaded, and wanted to scare him off with it. The police really gave us a verbal shakedown for that. By the way, were complete idiots and don't ever confront a burglar. But this guy was clearly unhinged and charged us. I don't really remember how it happened, but my girlfriend somehow tripped him, or maybe he tripped on his own, and then started basically tamping this guy's ribcage down into his lungs with the stock. I had to physically stop her. A little bit about my girlfriend. She cries when she sees sick or hurt animals. She's constantly doing or offering to do nice things for people. She won't even squish bugs. She catches them and releases them if she finds any. She's a Buddhist. Non-violence is important to her. Before this, I described her as the gentlest person I knew. So what happened? After I stopped her, she was so calm. She sat cross-legged on the floor and then made a call to a lawyer before the police even got there. No charges for girlfriend yet. Lawyer has been helpful, police less so. They wanted to arrest me when they got there for some reason. And my girlfriend had to actually ask for an ambulance for the guy because they tried to just load him into the police car and he was screaming and moaning. He lived but is still in the hospital. It's been 2 days since this happened, and I still feel like my heart is racing. Every time I see my girlfriend, I see her covered in blood with a shotgun. It hasn't changed how I feel about her, but my goodness, it's changed how I see her. I didn't think this would get any attention. First, my girlfriend is doing well, all things considered. Someone was worried that the blood was hers. The guy came in pre-wounded because there were bloody handprints on my car. He was definitely under the influence of something. My girlfriend is currently taking a bunch of medications since she was exposed to his blood too. Girlfriend hasn't talked much about what happened, and I'm not going to push her right now. I am worried about her. I am taking care of her. I've been staying with her since this happened and feeding her. Someone said to bake a cake. I am a professional chef. Also, apparently, an idiot. After this, I'm going to the store. A lot of people seem to think my view of her has changed for the worse. That is deeply untrue. Rereading my post, I realize I made it sound that way, so that's my fault. It's still pretty fresh in my mind, and I'm processing things on the go. I was just having difficulty reconciling this new view of her with who I thought she was before. But I realize now that she hasn't changed. I just learned more about her. And what I learned is that she's a certified badass, to quote many of you in the comments. Also, a lot of people are calling me out for not helping more. Don't get me wrong. I feel guilty that I didn't do much other than call 911 in the moment. I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses for myself because I was still absolutely scared out of my mind. But my girlfriend didn't really give me a chance to help. This all happened very quickly. By the time she woke me up, she was armed and out of bed. I'm deaf in one ear and a heavy sleeper anyway, so I'm glad she woke me up at all. I'm not sure why the shotgun wasn't loaded. She only told me afterwards. I was expecting her to shoot him, not beat him half to death. The police. I won't get into it, but my girlfriend has had issues with the local police before. She lives in a town that barely qualifies for its own police department, and the one they do have has nothing to do 99% of the time. They seemed like they were in a rush to get finished with us the whole time they were there. I think they were probably upset they got called out on the 4th of July for something that actually requires paperwork. I've read every single one of the comments so far. There's a lot of good advice there, and a good amount of deserved criticism that I am open to. How else do you improve? Before I talk about today's posts, please consider subscribing for more engaging content. So we just heard 2 wildly different stories that highlight the complexities of relationships and the unexpected side of human nature. The first post was a heartbreaking tale of betrayal and loneliness, leaving us all feeling heavy for the author, who's grappling with both loss and the feeling of being overlooked. Meanwhile, the second post had us on the edge of our seats as someone's girlfriend turned from gentle to fierce in an intense situation. Definitely not what anyone expected. What do you think about how these relationships unfolded? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voiced. If you enjoyed daily, high-quality stories, please like and subscribe to show your support.